We're live. We're back. It's time now for Group B in Europe.
Yeah.
We've seen Group A, and now we're going to find out who qualifies from Group B. Maybe not from this game, but at least from some of the mini games
Yeah.
going on.
This one's pretty set in stone a little already, since it's Elements versus Liquid, who
Neither
mostly
team eliminated though. Well,
no.
Liquid looking like they'll advance. Elements
Yeah.
looking like they might not, but they're not eliminated yet. They need to win some games.
Is there any way Liquid cannot advance? I think.
Yes.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's still. I think every team in the group can. There's still a lot of games left
Yeah.
in the group. So if they lose all their remaining games, they have to win one game, and then I think they're guaranteed. So draft is ready. We're gonna hop in because we've
It's going.
got in like.
Oh, that's something new.
Huh. Okay. I was like, I saw the bands at start. I was just like, okay, they're just gonna pick Tusk plus Razor or Tusk plus Death Prophet, and turns out we get something completely different. A Liquid OD.
Yeah, they still.
Fata OD. That's like a way throwback for back in the MLG days.
Still a lot of heroes they like there, like running the Tusk, very comforting for
Yeah.
them, and Earthshaker Chen. But maybe Bounty Hunter again, like we just saw, can harass the Chen some, make something work. New OD though, uh, obviously it still dominates lanes. So.
Mm-hmm.
And Elements
Definitely
haven't
a strong
shown-
hero.
What do you think they should try to get to deal with this mid? Because otherwise it's just gonna just suck.
Viper possibly is an okay-ish option. They really lack control right now. That's a big issue for them. I feel like they have got no disable whatsoever. Their offlane is definitely going to be some kind of Spirit Breaker, Centaur type hero. I don't know exactly what it's going to be, but you can see here Liquid coming in. Heavy favorites. No surprises there. And that's definitely their biggest weakness. They have no lockdown, no initiation. They've already picked up their two supports as well, which is normally like you see this and you're like, oh, they'll just get like a Shadow Shaman or something. And Barry gets picked up, so they get their initiated, but it still doesn't offer them like a lot of consistent control. Once Bat's initiated, gone in for the Blink Lasso, there's no follow-up disables to help deal with some of the, like, deal with an OD. So I think their mid lane may need to offer some additional lockdown, something like a Puck comes to mind. There's no heroes that can lane amazingly well against OD.
Also, Batright is really hard here. If you don't like, okay, you grab the OD. Let's say Tusk and Snowball save him. You grab like
Yeah.
There's just a lot of saving going on because of Astral, Fissure, Snowball,
Chen
and, like
heals.
it's not the easiest execution there. And while early game, it'll certainly be people alone occasion. Some of the time, it's
Yep.
as the game progresses, the team fight's gonna suck. And there's the Viper ban out that you talked about, not wanting them to have an easy mid. So Elements got their work cut out for them.
The Oracle Gyro is like a really strong combo there. Like the lane dominance is there. It's really good in the mid game, just being able to keep Gyrocopter alive as well. Gyro works really well with the false promise. So I like that they have this. I just feel they prioritize shutting down the Chen in the jungle with the Bounty Hunter. So their early game has to dominate, and they need to snowball from there because their lineup has some big gaps as a result of their draft. But they can definitely play around it if they get a good early game.
Yeah, depending, as you said, how this goes for Elements, and with Chen in the jungle, you gotta hope you can get something done. But again, Tusk a hero who can make a lot of escapes happen, and
Yep.
same with Earthshaker. Although, do you try to avoid whatever lane Liquid is running with the Tusk? You try to just put your Earthshaker against the bat. I mean,
Tusk is roam. Tusk is the support who's going to roam, I think.
yeah.
Or it could be either way. It could be Jarex on Shaker on the support role with Mind Control Tusk, but I think Mind Control's more likely on the Shaker. Last man onto the Slack. Worried about the Matumba Man Slack.
There's
I
still.
wonder what hero he's going to be on. They haven't got any push outside of the Chen right now, so I wonder if like it's some kind of safe laner that breaks towers.
You can always, I don't know, I feel like Jug is something that they've picked before, and Team Liquid has a little bit of the healing ward.
Yeah, Jug's really good here, I think, actually.
Only things I would worry about, I guess, as a Jug is like the false promise. Maybe you're wasting some of your Omni Slash, but that's so small in the grand scheme of things. Because you're going to bring dust for the bounty.
It's really good because Gyro can't rotate and pressure a Jug. You can always just Blade Fury away from Rocket Barrage, call down, and you're not too threatened by that. So it definitely comes to mind as a really strong pick here. But there's plenty of other options. I think their draft's pretty open-ended as far as where they can head with it. For Elements, though, what is the mid laner of choice? Well, they get to see what Liquid's last pick is, which probably influences their last pick as well. If they see a push here, they may want some extra wave clear. If they see something a bit more late game oriented, they'll probably go for a carry of their own, because Gyro as like a lone carry in the late game is not going to suffice. And that's where if they pick a Puck, I don't feel like they scale that well into the late game.
It's really rough here as well, just against OD. You know, it's traditionally a lane dominator, and with the changes, feels very strong again. If you run one of those heroes, it's just even
Mhm.
then you're just gonna be. I mean, you could try for something like the Lena, but then I feel you're so weak to ganks and everything else.
Yeah,
It's
Lena's
not.
actually Lena's okay. I think SF is okay. I think her general plays quite a lot of too,
Yes.
so could be something he wants to go for.
Liquid is taking their time.
Yep.
Just
Yeah.
wondering what
Just,
they're so worried about. Well, they might be trying to.
just probably like just discussing as a team, like probably between two heroes. It's like it's this or that. They're like discussing the benefits of one, the cons of the other, and just using all their time to decide, and also maybe just plan their early moves, because once you pick elements, they already know what they want to do, so
Yeah.
they've got that bit of extra time just to discuss how their strat's going to work at different stages. Kura's a player who really, I think, communicates a lot with his team. You even see it when you're casting. You'll see him just like draw all these lines on a map as if like this is the move we're going to make,
Oh.
this is the next objective we want to take. He makes very clear plans for his team, and I think that's a lot of what him using up the reserve time here was, as well as possibly discussing the hero of choice, which is going to be Queen. Okay, stronger laning hero.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. I feel, but
Huh.
it.
I wonder if OD's safe lane or Queen's safe lane. They both can. I've seen, like, just from like playing pubs and stuff, it seems OD has been going towards the safe lane as much as he has towards the mid lane.
Strong in both. It's probably just waiting for whatever elements go, right? Because there's definitely if maybe you're like, oh, OD's gonna be against the Bat Rider in safe lane, off lane, and you can just Astral Imprison and not have to
Yeah.
worry too much about it. There's still lots of options, and I really like that Kuroki does this frequently, where his drops are super flexible based on what they pick. Like you can still swap the Tusk and the Earthshaker if you want, depending on what they're up against, to who you want as support.
And I think the other big thing that makes Queen good is just the lack of lockdown we
Yes.
kind of mentioned. It's like suddenly like, well, you've got just the lasso, you go on one of them, and then there's just free reign for Quap to just move around the fight, blink escape. Zeus last picked up more damage output, which is definitely something they needed. I mentioned like a carry for the mid lane, like an SF or whatever, but Zeus, while not like a classic carry, fills a similar role to that.
It's so scary being a Zeus here, though, right? If it's a roaming Tusk, you get rolled in on, and it's the same if it's the Quap mid, you be out of position just slightly, and she can blow you up. She knows that. So, I do not envy General.
Bounty has his work cut out for him. He needs to like be everywhere and see everything. He needs to be absolutely
Okay.
omniscient and omnipresent this game to help out elements. This is a very tough game for Zeus in the mid lane.
And they're discussing game plan. Like, this is 100%. They're just voting the time discussing
Yeah,
game plan.
let's take our time picking
Yeah.
up our heroes. And this is I really like it. Liquid's such a disciplined team. It's like that classic German efficiency coming into play here, and it's nice to watch like as a caster because there's so much like structure to everything. Like there's such a clear idea. There's always a plan in mind, and you can kind of really see the ideas behind everything that they're looking to do.
And we definitely joke about it sometimes because Liquid does end up in these games with really low kill scores because, as you said, they're very disciplined. They don't take the fights unless they think they can win them.
Yep.
And so it just leads to less engagements, less of those kind of flashy plays, but just you make one mistake and they capitalize on it so much, like we saw earlier today.
They're like the polar opposite of a Navi. It's in some ways.
It's pretty ridiculous. So what are we gonna... They are sending Illidan down bottom, and now I don't know how much you've seen of Illidan on his new team. It's...
a little bit here or there, not too much. They just playing some qualifiers and here and there, but
he's with Screen, who seems to have dropped really interesting stuff.
Mhm.
This one, actually, I would say one of his more normal drops. It's not too out there, but the lack of lockdown, a bit troublesome. And they've already sent some stuff out. It's going to be... Oh, was that the Bounty Hunter about to kill their Courier? Do it, Bounty! Oh, no! I believe in you.
He's got the movement speed. Courier's faster than him, actually. Oh, he hit the boots, too.
Yep.
Actually, he wasn't. He was 10 movement speed faster, but...
I think he missed. There was a bit where when he walked by it, unfortunately,
Yeah.
just you don't expect it there.
So I think that came because they saw the Shaker TP the offlane to both Shaker and Gyro TP bottom. Shaker to try put a ward down, Gyro to try stop that, and Gyro successfully stopped it, and then saw Shaker had no items, so Shaker has to bring out his items on the Courier. It's often saying you TP as early as possible by just insta-buying, TPing, your support gives you the ward, and then you're good. And Bounty, as a result, tried to find the Courier knowing that he'd be delivering items, but slightly off.
Zeus also chose to give the rune to Bounty instead and block his wave, so not sure how much that'll help him. Photo's actually...
Well, Bounty's already level 2.
Yeah.
That's actually kind of insane.
How did he...
He
he killed the ward. Yeah, he killed the ward too. So yeah...
Wards give you, a lot of XP.
Yep.
Early on, at least.
Unfortunately, towers no longer do. Makes us sad every day. So, Yeah, he's gonna be able to harass up Chen actually really effectively if he pops into that jungle. So, and on this top lane, once the Tusk is up there, Matomba Man should feel a lot safer.
Well, that's a Boots bounty, like already with Janata. If he can, if he gets up to the Orb of Venom, this Chen is actually going to have a miserable time. We saw it last game, and it's possible to recover. It's not game over from there, but boy, is it pesky.
They didn't put a sentry in mid, or is Kuro holding that? No.
I may have just been passed one by the Chen, I think. Chen just came mid there, possibly even to act as the courier himself as well. See the other possibility, since you're always worried about those bounty hunter snipes.
And he's actually trying to go do the hard camp, right? We saw this last game. If you block up, if you've made the Chen know that the jungle is unsafe, there's a couple other places now with the map changes.
Bounty's coming mid, doing a bit of harass here. I don't think this is going to be a kill or too much. Yeah, just some harass. But yeah, this is just going to be OD versus for now, kind of farming. There could be Chen smoke. I think it's just super risky for Chen to try and smoke gank mid, because if he runs into Bounty Hunter, it's like, well, Bounty's there, he revealed the smoke, I wasted my time. So more likely we see Chen just prioritize more his individual farm and rotate Chen to the side lanes, if anything.
But yeah, that'll be our first blood, and Quap showing... I mean, that's the problem. Obviously, the Bat Rider can maybe 1v1 the Quap and not be too sad, but with the Tusk there to help out, you just take so much damage. And yeah, you can Firefly over the ice shards, but with that slow, it's so hard to get away. So now that lane firmly won by them. And the other hand, on the bottom lane, Gyro's getting acceptable form.
And Shaker's getting 0 XP. So Bat's actually... That's one of those quote-unquote acceptable offlane deaths, because you're getting XP, you're kind of contesting the lane. In some ways, that can often be better than not dying and being level 1 still, which is kind of where the Shaker is.
They still don't have any sort of sentry in mid. I'm a little... I mean, it's
okay, because there's no kill potential from Zeus Bounty until Zeus gets more levels.
But it does mean that the OD is maybe not dominating the way they wanted. Look at Jerax helping out. I guess this is probably...
They're actually trying to wait for it. They've got Dust, and they're trying to use this sentry to bait him in and then go for the kill, but it seems Bounty's aware of it. He had the Observer Ward in the dire jungle, so...
And what level? You mentioned that still level 1.
You're still level 1, and you die. If you're going to die in the offlane, you want to make sure you get some XP out of it. Oh, they see him now with the sentry. They're baiting. Jerax is...
Look at this bait. Look at Kuro.
Nice. And Penitence Dust, I think, is there as well. They're trying not to use the Dust.
Yep, that was greedy as... that was very greedy, but it played off.
I call that efficient. I mean,
but he baited so hard. He saw the bounty, right? You know, most people, you kind of panic, you smack away at them a little bit, and he just was like, no,
or even just like move your hero slightly upwards away from him. He just did not move a muscle.
So, really well played there.
Stone Cold Killer, Kuro.
So, what do you do here? The bounty hunter, obviously he maybe can do some irritation to the Earthshaker, but he now knows the jungle, eating that. Delicious.
He's going to go right back into the jungle and just play a bit safer, I think, is the plan. Not walk up to the Chen and try and stay out of vision, I guess. It still was Sentry and... oh, no, they didn't use it. That's what I just want to talk about.
Bat Rider has 16 CS. I didn't realize this until just now. He did get first blooded, but 16 CS, and now Zeus coming in. He needs a little bit more time to get those cooldowns. Jerax with the snowball in, puts both of them into it. Where is... Oh, it's going on to the bounty, and Kuro does get the kill. Zeus does he have... He has 1 bottle charge, so he might be able to get this, especially with Melancholy coming in there. One more zap, one more orc lighting. He doesn't deny. Yeah.
The neutrals were like running towards the Zeus, I think, because of the static field.
Yeah, they love that Zeus. And so Melancholy will probably fall. If Zeus gets out here, though, considering Melancholy at least got some kill involvement there, it's hard to say. We'll see the fight. Oh, no, Zeus isn't
still
getting
in trouble.
out.
Yeah, Jerax, he level 2 respawned very quickly, so he's already back to... That's the problem with these early dives into the enemy jungle. Even if it starts favorable, they respawn so fast. So there's still tier 1 tower mid, there's a tier 2 tower mid, there's tier 1 tower top. It's so easy to cut off the retreat unless it's a hero like a Queen of Pain who can just blink away. Zeus is just like fully committed to that stage, and haste runes do not last long enough.
On the upside, it looks like they have sent the Earthshaker home again. Maybe he's somehow reached level 3, but he could actually still be just level 2. It's
Oracle Gyro have not moved anywhere from the lane, and I think it really keeps the Earthshaker out of the game. He will get some space once Gyro decides he wants to rotate to other lanes, but if other lanes are going well enough, that he can kind of delay those rotations.
And again, Bounty Hunter kind of showing himself. Kuro is now just hanging out here. Don't see any creeps of his across the map, so just getting some experience and backing up fodder.
So how's
he's 2.5.
Hasn't even got soaring. Like, this is...
One day.
This is where you wish you went Iron Talon. Actually, no, the Chen needed the big camp. He couldn't go Iron Talon in jungle.
Do you think that's actually something that's becoming viable on most offlaners that have a lot of trouble like
Yeah,
this?
I think it's a legit consideration. I don't know if it's. I'm not. I've tried it myself, like even on clowny like offlaners, like in pub games where you like you're like as offlane Zeus, for example, and you're against a tri-lane and you're going to be solo because you have a jungler or something on your team. I'm just like, I'm not going to get a single point of XP. I'm going to get zoned out. Let's get an Iron Talon and jungle my big camp.
Yeah.
You just keep jungling it. You stack it whenever you can. You go for the rune and you hope you get a bounty rune, you know, because if you get a bounty rune, you get some XP, you get some gold. I don't know if it's the ideal thing to do, but it does give you some farm and levels, which is what you want as an offlaner most of the time. So I'm trying to see what the downside is. Yes, you have an Iron Talon, which is a 500 gold investment, but you can sell that back later. So
getting another kill in the Soul Shaker and Mind Control.
It's easy to look at a game like this and be like, if he had an Iron Talon and jungled, he'd have more gold and XP. He would also not have fed these kills and say Iron Talon works, but that's the idea behind it was that he went to the lane not expecting to give up these kills and get some XP out of the lane. So.
Do you think that... Oh, okay, we got a dust. We're going to see screen go down, unfortunately. Ice shards as well, some auto attacks to finish him off. Do you think that's just a case of he's underestimating how powerful the gyro... Oh, and this is an Arcane Rune Zeus. He pops that. Oh, he just needs to auto attack the OD a little bit more. Smack him. I know you're losing it. He's going to be fine.
Perhaps winning that fight.
Yeah, I think so. I think he got off more an extra Zeus.
OD thought he could fight just because of the insta-steal. He knew like Zeus is going to lose mana. He's going to run out of spells to cast because like he doesn't have that follow-up arc lightning when you're just stealing what little mana and intel he had. But slightly misjudged the situation.
Yeah. So yeah, here for Mind Control, do you think he's just underestimating Oracle? I doubt it because I know Liquid plays Oracle. Oh, I've seen them play one. So
it's still a very new hero, so I think that's a big part of it. And it's hard. Like, being an offlaner, you have a slightly off game as an offlaner, and suddenly you're 0-3 at 7 minutes in. That's just the nature of being an offlane player. So that's I think what it's come down to more than anything this game. He's just been slightly ever so off with reading the situations and when he's pushed out the lane. But
on the other hand,
he's still in a position where he can recover.
Yeah, and yesterday he was 1-10-0 and then won them the game.
Yeah.
No, not even the next game. He just like in that game just managed to make his way back to being useful.
Yeah, and that's the thing with a player like Mind Control. He delivers in like the clutch situations, like those mid to late game fights.
We're gonna have that cooldown.
Oh, okay,
almost,
it looked good.
Almost a really good cooldown. They should still be able to kill Kuro here. General gonna get Bounty Hunter gonna actually help out with that kill. General is trying to run away and not die. Did that uphill miss?
Yes.
Well played. General gonna get 2 kills there, and now Fodder. I don't know if they have the Sonic
turn.
Weave.
Hit the bounty.
Okay,
gets one
and
more.
the Scream. I don't know if you can continue this Gyrocopter. Gyrocopter gonna go down. The Astral Imprisonment means that he's gonna be just fine. King Alt really wants to get this last hit. And he's dead.
Bottled up as well. That was such a good rotation from Matumba Man, especially. Being there in the right place, right time, dodged the cooldown with that first blink. It looked like, okay, Liquid's in trouble now, even though they just got the Chen Con in the cooldown, just because they completely pulled the full Delta split and were not in a position to take the fight, but they managed just to like scrap together a couple of kills in a row, and big win for them.
Yeah, and that, well, it doesn't super make up for everything. Oh. No, I'm just bottling a regen.
Yep.
We'll see if they can do anything up here. It doesn't make up for everything, but it helps out their mid and so on a lot. And Barrett is very close to Blink, but once again, there's going to be a window where people on Liquid aren't terribly grouped up, where I think you can get away with a lot of Blink lassos. But then once they group up, I think it's very difficult to find a good target for that because there are so many interrupts. And I don't think that hit.
Nope. Yeah. Just out of range.
This is the name of the game. We've seen a lot of good Bounty Hunter plays, and so obviously he got a buff loss patch, but I wasn't sure how much more viable that'd make him since he dropped off since the nerfs. And yeah.
It's right now Queen well ahead of everyone in terms of overall farm. Just means that Orchid will be coming out that little bit faster than you'd hope for on the Elements side of things. Which is, I don't know, I'm trying to look, like, he can solo, like, right now, I don't think Liquid are looking to necessarily group up, even though they've got the Chen. They've just their heroes by nature, like OD, Queen, are kind of like single target, like focus fire, kind of heroes that just want to go off on their own a bit. You don't really 5-man around a Queen and OD as your 2 carries, so.
Yeah, I think it's just a case of if they do end up having some trouble with the Bat Rider, because his Blink should come out in the next few minutes, they will start sending people in 2s or 3s, and then it becomes very difficult to actually secure those kills. But here comes the first bit of a push. We'll probably back off after the tower's down, unless there's no rotations, they might continue, but I think they'll probably just,
I think Liquid are like at their strongest when they're in like formations like this. You've got 3 heroes, Chen included, like pushing a lane, and then 1 or 2 heroes elsewhere on the map, either farming or looking for pickoffs.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
dear.
Oh,
Pick off the
there we
courier.
go.
But that's kind of the Liquid bread and butter. Have the heroes who are strong, ready to fight, grouping up, pushing towers, and they back off if they feel like a big fight's coming their way. Which, unfortunately for them, I don't think they know about Batrider Blink. Is this even a
no,
blink?
he doesn't have a blink. He just went in
Flying
from the
on
side.
over.
He's gonna be able to get the lasso onto the quad, but the cooldown and the Sonic Wave means that he's trapped up. This cooldown will help them kill Kuroki, but okay, never mind.
Well,
Zeus
ulti
just
gets
wins.
the second
Yeah,
kill too. He
that's
gets a
fine.
double
He
kill off of
gets-
that.
Yeah. So what looked like it was maybe a bit of a whiff from the Batrider actually helping
Yeah.
out a lot. So he could have come out a little sooner to just try and grab the quap, but then again, not sure if she would have just the moment she saw him blunk away, because I think she and Kuroki communicated, I have a net for him. It's gonna be okay.
Slight gold advantage going. There's only 400 gold swing their way. I think they got the Chen creeps too, which isn't counted. But for Liquid, they had they had Mind Control bottom and OD in the mid lane farming. So they didn't commit their that's their 3 hero unit. So they get a 1-for-2 trade where they kill a key hero like Batrider who's trying to farm a blink while not losing any key heroes of their own. There's the Iron Talon. Here we go, Shaker. He knows what's up. It could have maybe, I don't know. It didn't need to come earlier, but it's legitimately like a good farming item. Even when you're just pushing out lanes and farming creeps and like it's like having, I mean, the Quelling Blade just giving you the bonus damage is also really nice for just last hitting. So.
And Liquid making kind of a nice rotation here. They have to know that Melancholy is getting close to that, so maybe thinking about getting a pick. But no, well, maybe. I thought OD was going to come too, but Fodder has other fish to fry in the mid lane. And what's Gyro rocking? Has he actually picked something up? Because he's been getting a lot of farm in bottom.
He's full 5k net worth, so probably something like a Sanjin Yasha build up, or either that or the Helm of the Dominators. The kind of the 2 options these days, it seems.
I actually wouldn't mind if he went for Helm. I think as this
steal
game
the Chen
progresses
creeps
later,
in the middle of a fight.
Yeah. And then they have
Take that
extra
Centaur,
health.
use the stun against them.
Actually, how much does the health? No, it doesn't.
It's
right?
the Dominator's the flat 1400, so they may
so
actually, depending which one
they
you
may
get
decrease.
I'm not sure how that works.
Well,
I guess
you
it
stole
can
on the creeps anyway, and look, there'll be Shockwave creeps, the best of creeps. I don't know if you've seen, but there was a Enchantress game yesterday where the Enchantress managed to get the Shockwave creep early on, and basically, what is the Sator Tormentor, I think it's called, or whatever. It zoned both the Ancient Apparition and another support hero. It might have been a Lich or something.
Oh, it's the offlane Enchantress?
Yeah, and she just threw it at them, and they couldn't come near her because it does so much.
It's actually absurd. I think if you're like versing it, you have to block that big camp by the secret shop. Like I don't know. It's one of those things the American teams realize how strong it is, and they're just picking it, abusing it game after game. Maybe over picking it a little bit, but it's crazy good.
Yeah.
General, we can see there, you can actually use that purge from the Oracle to get rid of the Shadow Strike. A nice little interaction when they changed and buffed the Oracle to be able to purge teammates.
Yeah, really nice. There are a couple. Actually, not too much this game.
You can purge off the Orchid. That's actually crazy good.
You can purge off Orchid, but it's not as good as Aphotic. Right, it's a level below Aphotic Shield. It's the normal Dispel. Oh, okay, they just dusted screen. Gonna get a fissure out. That should be a kill. Not really any good place to escape. The Gyrocopter drops the cooldown. Will they be able to? Oh, there is a blink forwards. Grips it. Oh,
can they kill him in time with the heals? The Zeus ulti, the Flame Break, they'll get him. Not enough heal coming out from Liquid to save him.
Kuro's now too slowed by the sticky napalm. Probably gonna fall. Nice fissure stopping the rest of them from coming in, but with the blink, Melancholy just able to poke away. Is he gonna look for more? He's a little low on mana, but it doesn't cost that much. They snowball in on King R with that false promise. Not gonna be able to get the kill. And now Jerax, healing up a little, but takes a lot of damage. They get the Earthshaker. The Liquid has fallen apart here.
Yeah, I'm surprised they turned around to fight that with just, they're like, OD's here, let's fight, but it was still a, like, you're fighting to 5 heroes situation. If Queen was about to respawn, it might be different. Now they're going to lose Fata as well. It's a full team wipe in Elements. Walk all over Liquid there. Oracle just getting so much on that fight. That's why Oracle is a top pick right now, I feel like. That fight right there, you can just see what the hero brings to the table.
I'm trying to figure out what went wrong there, because I really think it was just the reinitiation from Liquid, but it looks like maybe they thought Fodder had whoever was on the left, I guess the Gyrocopter, more handled than he did with the Astral Imprisonment. There's going to be a nice snowball through all of them, maybe forcing them to overstay their welcome. A fissure on the backline's catching someone, but it looks like Jerax just going to go down again. They managed to get Screen out and heal him up to boot, and now Illidan just able to poke away at this tower.
I think the biggest thing for Liquid was just losing Queen of Pain, which he didn't get to use Orchid, didn't get to use Sonic Wave. The Batrider just found the correct lasso target, and they committed Hand of God as well. I don't think they had the mech yet, but they committed like the heals to try and save. They committed everything to try and save Quap and just couldn't succeed in doing so.
It's not great. And is that Oracle going up for a mech or?
Yep.
Yeah, I guess. I wasn't sure whether Bounty Hunter would go for it, but last game we saw a very greedy
Yeah,
Bounty
went
Hunter
for
build.
the face boots solar crest, whatever it was.
So
There's
didn't
no
end up working, but it's still a good build.
yes.
So, but it makes a little bit more sense sometimes to have it on the Oracle since they can actually make sure it goes off in the double heal. So.
No. I think Liquid are going to really struggle to turn this one around. They haven't got a lineup that can fight too well until Shaker gets the Blink Dagger online. Like the OD Quap is just it's not good enough for like them in a team fight. They haven't got the heroes that are going to allow
no.
OD to shine.
And he used his Soul Ring there, just enabling them to get the kill. I think they had it anyway
Yeah.
with the Zeus ulti being their backup, but...
Well, you gotta hope if you're Liquid that this is just gonna be another game where Mind Control, he goes 1-10 and then somehow puts some magic together, ends up carrying the game in the late game, but it's looking rough right now here.
I will say, as one of the more disciplined teams, I think Liquid do have the advantage of they've been behind and able to stay calm and just wait for their opponents to make mistakes, which Dota is all about. The rubber band effect comes in. But again, with their heroes, you're running kind of what's going to be like an OD as your hard hitter, and it'll be interesting to see how that ends up comparing to a gyrocopter, or maybe just a Batrider disables the OD and all of that damage initially. And whoa, the creeps are freaking out a little. They're not liking being smoked. So Melancholy, oh, this is a smoke. Manages to get the pull onto Fodder. There's going to be a cooldown. Melancholy blown up immediately with that Walrus Punch. And the Hand of God comes out, healing up a lot of them. Gyrocopter does get a kill. King RD picking up another one. Gyro Illidan backs on out. I'm a little surprised. I think he could go back in there. And they're going to lose the Oracle because of it.
Okay.
But a 2 for 2.
Still okay for Elements. It's like an evenish trade there, but they got the jump. Unfortunately, like the Fissure is a counter initiation. They didn't get a force. Bat doesn't have a force staff. Zeus does. I think he needed to force the Bat away there, because Bat instantly got orchided up. Which was just like less to silence the Bat and more just to be able to help burst him down. But I think they really need to force staff the Bat out. I don't think they had to use like all the Oracle stuff to try and save him. Like it's okay that the Batrider dies there, but
I don't think she has detection yet. So.
But yeah, they need that full staff on the Batrider to pull that hero away from the rest of Liquid. The fact that Urshik got the Fissure down and the Batrider didn't pull him away from the rest of the team made that fight go much more even for Liquid.
And it's going to be the Yules for Zeus, so now some positioning tools to help against the Fissure and the Ice Shards, and also doesn't have to worry as much about the silence.
Yeah. It's also like good extra catch. They had no lockdown after the lasso. This gives them another disable. It means if they're trying to chase for a kill, they can just throw a hero up in the air, wait for his team to get there, and deliver some extra damage. You can also use Oracle, his purge spell, the Fortune's End, on heroes in the air, and like Oracle, there's this like damage combo you can do that does like 900 damage or something using a Yules, but you can do it when your teammate has a Yules as well.
Yeah.
But it's just a nice setup.
Yeah, and Kuro, this is what we were talking about, the quick pickoffs before the team is there. So, and the nice fire break backwards. So, getting some gold in their pockets was that was a track kill, I'm gonna guess, since the
There we
bounty
go. Pat
hunter came
has
by.
4 stuff now too, so it's not like the key hero pickoff that's going to lead into this tower perhaps, but it gets them the next item, which is an important one.
Do you think the bat just goes gem right after?
It's not entirely. You're probably worried about giving away a gem like when you have a Batrider on your team, but I don't think they're pressed to like dominate the map just yet.
There are quite a few teams where it's, as you said, a lot of Batriders will see they'll go gem right after that, but when you have bounty, it just seems dangerous. And
the bounty acts as like the scouting for you. Like the gem is kind of like control the vision more, but bounty I think gives you the vision advantage as it is.
Another Walrus Punch up, looking like we're leaving King O to die for this one.
He even uses uses the false promise over on the Batrider as he's dying.
Yeah. Speaking of vision though, Dire, they just put one down in the Radiant jungle. Oh, okay, casual cooldown, just making sure his retreat is fine. They have a lot coming into this. Matumba Man is actually kind of, he's got Sonic Wave up. Yeah, there's gonna be one. Is Matumba Man gonna manage to hit it? Only on one, actually. And now he's lassoed up. Not quite sure that was the play that they wanted, but they did also pick off the gyro, so hard carry for hard carry. And, just bit of a dive by Matumba Man when that only hits one.
Yeah. Oh, they've got vision of the bounty too now. He goes a bit too aggressive, trying to get those tracks off, and perhaps thinking that if he got enough scouting vision, Zeus could maybe do some extra damage and get some more kills to go their way. So turns into a 2-for-1.
And is Zeus? I mean, he forced off Yules. I imagine next you've got Ether Lens maybe coming out. I don't know if he'll go
Still,
it since
it's one of those things like you don't want to get too many of these like cheap items, like these 2 to 3k gold items. At some point, you want to make the big jump up to the Octarine Core or Bloodstone. So, and it doesn't give him. He's squishy, which is like going for Yule's, Force Staff, and Aether Lens. That you've got no extra HP, which is where Octarine Core is really good because it's hit points.
They just disabled the blink. Does Melancholy? He gets Wars punched up. This Roche is still going down. He actually full stuffs over, wanting to kill Jerax, but he needs to take a look inside of the Roche pit. It's on the ground. Has anybody picked it up?
There we go.
There we go.
Took his time.
Okay, it was very strange, and we will see Kuro most likely fall here. It doesn't even need that rocket barrage.
Fata's in trouble though. He's just trapped in the pit here, and the Aegis will give him a second life, but he can't attack now as well. Nice Oracle use of the Fate's Edict there. And Fata goes down once, possibly a second time here. Shaker's in the neighborhood, but he's already used vision. He's blocked 2 heroes in the pit, but they've got vision of him. They stop his... I don't think he's got a blink, but they throw a lightning bolt to make sure he's kept at bay.
Not having the Sonic Wave there, really rough on the Quap, right? I mean, I feel like maybe they could have scared them off with it, said, hey, you're all going to get low, maybe Fodder will do... Oh, they also knew that Fodder's ult was down. So, yeah, probably actually just couldn't take that fight off of Elements.
So, pretty clean victory for Elements. Liquid getting some Roche money, but will not have the Aegis at their disposal.
And if Elements take even a game here, it makes the group much more heavily contested, if I recall correctly. Because this
Elements
group is
1 and 3. I think Elements really, for themselves, they need almost 2 wins. For Liquid, it means they are no longer guaranteed to be advancing to the playoffs. They might be in a tie-break scenario. They might... I don't think there's any... I don't think they can be eliminated if they lose both, but I think there's a possibility for them in tiebreakers.
Yeah. So... and Oracle has her mech up while the BKB comes out on the co-op. Obviously, there's a lot of damage here that BKB blocks, but you might still end up a little bit annoyed when you're getting lassoed by the bat. But all in all, it's great, right? The majority of the damage on Zeus and Gyro right now, it's not majority, all of the damage on both of them right now, I think you can pretty much safely say, does not pierce BKB. So.
Well, for Liquid without an Aegis, I don't think they want to go like full 5-man around the map here.
What do we... Oh, we're just swapping items. Okay, he swapped him back. I was going to say, I was like, wow, you don't have dedicated item slots. That's interesting. But, oh, we're getting really close to the Yoshika Blink. So.
Yeah, that's probably the key item timing for Liquid coming up next that they'll try and play around.
Something else is Kuro obviously had a bit of trouble kind of getting into this game more. I don't know whether he's progressing on either the mech or the Aghanims.
Yeah, he's sitting on 4.5k net worth, so has okay farm. I'm surprised how poor that Tusk is, but he's just been on non-stop sentry and dust duty. He hasn't had a lane at any point, and hasn't really necessarily been involved in a lot of the kills. Often he's one dying at the start, having to use the snowball selflessly to save a teammate, so as a result, he's not really going to progress anywhere in terms of items. It's the hero you want to see, like a Blink Dagger on at some point. A Medallion or Solar Crest for the team is always nice as well.
I also would have expected them to try to get Tusk, as you said, maybe the Blink, because it does really help save people from the bat or from a cooldown. But, oh, yeah, even if Zeus has got someone low. So, deciding against that, and an Invis on the OD.
Possibly trying to bait out this mid lane using this Earthshaker Blink, which is coming out on the courier. It's not there just yet. Needs to arrive first, and Tumberman will be backing himself off. And that's where Elements may be like, okay, yeah, you've got a BKB quad, but let's go in because we got the Blink Lasso to insta-jump him. But if there's something like a smoke from Liquid, they are kind of camping behind here. They're just going to group up for now. There's a ward scouting their movement, though, and I think that may have even seen the Earthshaker Blink. He picked it up near that tier 2 mid tower, so there's a chance Elements know about this, but smoke up in mid. They're looking to get a jump here.
Yeah, they're probably just going to Echo Slam general. Yep, there it goes. There's a fissure. And that Sonic Wave was after he was dead. So anyway, Fodder going to be taking a lot of damage. He has the Astral Imprisonment to avoid the Rocket Barrage. In jumps Matumba Man. Now doesn't have much. Has the BKB though, so isn't going to take a lot of burn damage here. The False Promise coming out. Doesn't matter. They've killed off Kuroki. They've killed off Jerax. And let's see if there's more. Matumba Man is still standing there and fighting the Blink. Since she came back in, nope, going to be able to blink out. And actually Earthshaker getting a really nice kill there. And now they're just running around the bounty. And I don't think you can kill off Matumba Man. And Quap ends up getting that one. So a really good fight for them, or even with a whiffed Sonic Wave, which is a little scary.
Yeah, I think they threw a little bit too much on the Zeus there. I think they knew that heroes were behind, so they're hoping the Sonic Wave would like go through and get the kill. But yeah, Jarek's bought back, but Zeus bought back. That's the
Yeah.
much more important one in that fight. Zeus, he waited a bit as well, like to kind of see how the fight was going, whether to use it. I think he bought back at an acceptable time, but it was the gyrocopter they couldn't keep alive. Even with the false promise, the hills coming in, Liquid made sure they did the damage needed to that they got the guaranteed kill on him. And unfortunately for Elements, just they don't have. I mean, they have a defensive tool, the Oracle, but it's just not quite. It wasn't quite enough in that situation.
Yeah, now I do still think that Elements isn't in an awful position. I have a lot of trust in the gyrocopter, and he probably... BKB here, it's kind of funky. Obviously BKB I think seems good for the gyro, but there are quite a few things that go through BKB, not just lockdown like the Walrus Punch, but of course the pure damage from Quap, so getting that up seems good. You'd never... Actually, you still can get caught out by the Earthshaker, right? Because Echo Slam's instant. So.
No, oh yeah, it's instant, yeah. If you're BKB TP, he can't stop you though.
Yeah, so that's at least something. Is Jarek's just gonna fall to the Shuriken?
His TP got cancelled by the pesky bounty and...
Yeah.
Sick bounty, yeah, we'll find him. That's annoying. Poor Jarek's just bought back, now he's dying. It sucks when you're like this poor and having such a bad game and then you die and you're like, wait, how am I dead for 45 seconds? Oh yeah, I had to fight back.
Yeah.
You're like underleveled poor and you have such a long respawn.
Not much to do though. I mean, he just has to keep buying wards so that Kuroki can get what he needs.
And at this stage, he's probably just telling Kuro, like, yeah, I'm not farming any items. Like, at best, I get a medallion. Like, you just farm your ags. Like, you're the one who can actually get bigger game-changing items. I'll just do what I can. If we win a fight, maybe then I'll have some money towards a Blink Dagger. But for Jarek's, it's just all about trying to do what he can in a team fight to save someone with a snowball and make sure he gets a good sigil up. If you can get, like, a Walrus Punch as well, that's just, like, extra on top.
Yeah. Zeus gets another Arcane. Not quite sure if they'll be able to make something happen, but a fresh BKB out for OD. And we just saw this. Since with the BKBs, those heroes aren't going down. So Liquid probably feeling safe to engage or push a tower. Speaking of which, Echo Slam to lock down the Oracle. Again, an Echo just for one, but
They had enough of that Oracle. They have to use the Echo because, well, the stun lock wasn't going to kill him off, and he had Grief, so he actually purges off the Orchid there and saves himself if they don't Echo, which is a little unfortunate because it actually looks like Elements will, take a T1 tower off of that. Liquid commit a lot and can't defend.
Yeah.
So I think their trade is actually acceptable for Elements.
And the Bounty Hunter does have Earthshaker's number. A blink used out by him. I'm not sure he can capitalize on this. Cop's going to blink away as well. I'm assuming Matumba Man has a TP.
Oh, he missed. Guess wrong.
Oh no, he gets silenced up, and without a Yule's on cooldown, Matumba Man just blows him up with the Sonic Wave. The Earthshaker in the meantime is having a little bit of trouble with screen. When Matumba Man actually has no way to help here. Illidan's meant to be the one running forwards, but they need to back, so... did Illidan go for, is it just phase boots? He didn't go for any sort of drums or something?
No. I think he's just going for the late game. He feels probably pressured to do so when you've got Zeus and Bat on your team and no other carries.
And Quap has a lot of gold saved up. Illidan now trying to go in on a mid. There's going to be a snowball, probably a Walrus Punch. They use the Fissure Post. Did they just put Jarek's on the wrong side?
Oh, look at that damage output!
He's in a lot of trouble. He's now not taking too much. Why is he? Oh, because false promise. I think he's dead. Oh, is the heal? No. Okay, never mind.
Close. So you can actually see the sun above his head, and whether he's taking damage or being healed, I don't know. I don't. When I see the spell being used, I can never really think or notice it. But
it looked like he was taking quite a bit from all of the Chen creeps, but apparently not as much as the double heal.
The double heal, I think, including a Greaves meant.
Yeah, he's also getting the 15 extra regen, probably, right, from the Greaves being in the AoE.
Yeah,
I didn't think of that because he's low the whole time.
He's low the whole time, so he's getting the super Greaves regen. Yeah. He's got the super
armor.
So
he was actually taking nothing. Never mind.
The Chen creeps probably weren't doing much. They'd already used all the. I mean, they weren't doing any spell damage because he's had BKB up. So
I always forget about that.
It was nice play from Kuro to get the double Centaur Sun off, then the Test of Faith. It looked like they were almost able to burst. Maybe they were. They got him down to 200, 150-ish HP. Some great chain stun coming out and coordination from Liquid, but ultimately still okay for them.
I like it. Obviously Matumba Man is sick of your business and melancholy. Wrong place, wrong time. Again, this Batrider had such a great start now, has had a couple of really bad engagements. Matumba Man is the Sonic Wave, not off cooldown for quite a while, so it's just being really up in their faces knowing that this BKB is there. Has taken quite a bit of damage. The Enchant Totem off the mark, but not that fissure. And King R, again in a bad spot, uses that false promise. Could just maybe smack some people around.
He's taking damage. That's the red sun.
Yeah, you probably...
it's getting greener.
It's green.
It's getting greener.
And does mean that they also are going to be going onto Illidan. Illidan has already used the BKB. He's so close to investigating Kuro. No, actually had flight cannon shots left, but he's gonna try to turn around to Matumba Man, but nope.
And he's so low as well. Matumba Man not going to go for it. He's been scouted by that bolt. The
Oh.
Lincolns will block the Arc Lightning. It wasn't going to be a kill regardless.
That's gonna be frustrating for...
Well, that was a Yules, I think, maybe to try and cancel that.
Yeah.
But, whew. Chaotic team fight ends up being even-ish. Elements lose 3, Liquid lose 2. There was track money in play, though, I believe. And there was an OD kill, which was like the big kill to get in that fight.
The ether lens on the Zeus there, actually, I think helping, as you said, trying to get that Yules off. So that's something we didn't talk about. Obviously, there's that whole some heroes a blink is much better than the ether lens for the initiation. For Zeus, it actually, obviously the damage output is one of the things, but I do think, as you said, you'll run into the issue of eventually it's like, why do you have a Yules 4-star ether lens instead of an Ags, Octarine, Bloodstone or something? So. Even can you justify a Veil here on someone? It's really hard for elements. Like, I feel like they do have a lot of magic. Yeah, they have a lot of magic output, but you don't have anybody who's like, yeah, I'd love to get a Veil. I'm Ancient Apparition.
Works perfectly. And they're picking up Smoke and Oracle. I think they want to just keep trying to find pickoffs using the lasso. Melancholy's been a little bit unlucky a few times with the blink-ins where he's just been slightly guessing wrong, like the Shaker there. Yeah. Well, Shaker first missed his totem, and then he kind of followed up by not getting the lasso, which led to him getting the Echo Slam on his face.
If you are Matumba Man on this carry Quap, what do you do after you've picked up your Lincolns? Like
AC perhaps, like go into that kind of physical damage late game is possibility, but the thing is OD, a lot of his damage comes from the orb, so I don't think the AC won't be really amplifying up OD's damage. So it's maybe less appealing at that stage. You could consider going for like the Refresher Hex type build, where you get to use your BKB twice, you get to use your Sonic Wave twice, have an item like a Shivers or a Hex that you can also use twice in a fight.
Yeah, I wonder if the OD as well, like, you've got kind of an overlap, obviously both of them might not mind getting a Shivas, and then, as you said, normally one...
Zoom on back in, here we go, Snowball, the cooldown, it's pretty good. Mind Control's at the back with just a Fisher, can't blink in just yet. Lasso's gonna lock Matumba Man in place, but he's BKB, they've got no damage to go through this. Gets the Blink Escape, Blink, Echo! Mind Control's got a good Echo, but the Fisher's kind of blocked off the rest of his team. The chase is on now as Zeus ultimate will push back Liquid. He's gonna lose Kuro, it looks like. No, he's kept alive just barely for now. The earn damage not gonna tick him down as well. 3 for 3, it did end up getting the kill on the Chen. I think that was the earn from Bounty.
So...
Another kind of even fight.
Yeah, the OD ult did mad work, but I'm also pretty sure Matumba Man completely missed his Sonic Wave. I thought it hit the gyro in the BKB.
Yeah, his damage done is not as crazy as you'd expect from a pop there.
So he either missed or he hit the gyro and the gyro immediately popped a wand or something right after, but it was a bit unfortunate, and then she blunk into, as you said, even though they couldn't damage her with the BKB, she blunk into a bunch of them, so they were poking at her, and she did want to blink out immediately as opposed to chasing.
Cool. They get Roshan to follow, so it is...
Definitely.
I think ultimately you can give Liquid a win for that fight if it leads into an Aegis pickup. Copper's picked up Hyperstone, so it looks like it will be the AC as the item of choice.
Definitely. This is what Liquid does, right? It not taking too many engagements that were unfavorable for them, and they are catching up. They are going to start pulling ahead, because that's what they do. They farm very efficiently, and suddenly your Bat Rider's not able to get anything done. Your Gyrocopters wishing they had more damage output for those flat cannons. It's just not great. And this Iron Talon actually paying off massively, I think.
Yeah, you've got the extra item slots anyways. It's a small investment, and it pays back what you invest in it, so...
Gyro, are they really just going to enter the jungle like that?
They vision, they could go for the Blink Lasso here. It looks like that's what they're setting up for. Vata gets caught out here, but the insta-fissure into Totem. They get the stuns here, they pull away the OD onto a cliff, but
he's just
not sure he wants to be trapped there with the OD. He's got no Firefly, he's just stuck up here. Yule Scepter, I think he's just trying to Yules and blink away. He does get out of there, and OD, he's not exactly stuck up there. There is that new path to escape, and the fight will continue with the Zeus ulti, giving some vision, doing a bit of damage, but Elements don't get any kills off of this, and no lasso available.
Yeah, and Bounty Hunter going down on the side. They also could Sonic Wave
Melancholy. That was not the direction to blink. I think you need to get over some trees, and...
Is probably going to fall here.
Yep.
So, what started out as very much in Element's favor, we're bringing it back, and now Kuro gonna take advantage, push down the mid tier 1 finally. So
Finally in that mid-tier 1. That's when you know things are taking a turn for the better on the side of Liquid.
they'll get a lot of creeps. They steal a creep. I like it, but the mid tier 1 will still fall.
Yep.
So.
Bate picking himself up the money for that, so he's going to get more and more for himself. There's an Ags on Chen, so...
Yeah, expect strange-looking dragons.
And Jerks, I was just about to say, like, suddenly he's actually got some farm. I had 4.3k net worth, and I was like, oh, I can buy an item, buys a blink. Just means he can actually get a Walrus punch off in a fight. Like, being able to lock down, like, provide a little bit of extra lockdown during a Gyro BKB, for example, can go a long way. Because without the blink, I don't see him able to have any chance of walking in to get a Walrus punch off. Well, he snowballs in, but that's like a kind of suicidal play.
Yeah.
He
And
only-
it'd be
he
nice
wants
if
to
he could save that. So.
Yeah, he wants to use this snowball as like a saving tool. And the blink also allows you to get the insta kind of save off. It's hard to snowball save like a carry in the front lines until you get next one, which is not always easy to do.
So full AC up on the Quap still means that she hits like a truck. I guess you can argue helps the 10 creeps too. I do agree with you on the point on synergy and stuff like the Earthshaker's predominantly magical, although that enchant totem can hit quite hard. So and with Walrus Punch, but wondering what that's Earthshaker pipe. Wow.
I've seen 3 Zeus games today, and every game has had a pipe, so times are changing. People are picking up on the pipes once again.
It makes a lot of sense here. There's also Shuriken bouncing around potentially. The Batrider has fire down. All of Gyrocopter's damage. So getting... Oh, yeah, you're going to backdoor that. There we go. Matumba Man. Grabbing that. And it is the Shivas for the OD, yeah. So they itemize like that. It makes sense. It's maybe not always ideal for your Quap to get an AC, but here, since the OD will cover the Shivas.
Yeah, Liquid's position looking better and better. There will come a time when Gyro gets like that, reaches that kind of point where he's got that damage, like he's got the Butterfly, Satanic, where... The Satanic, I think, is probably the big part about it, where he's got damage items with a Satanic, so if you get him, you can't really burst him down with his HP pool, and then he heals back up. And with that, as well as the Liquid BKBs getting shorter and shorter, means the Zeus is going to kind of, I don't know, increase his little power curve back in his favor.
Yeah.
Since he's dealing with 5-second BKBs again, he's going to be a much happier Zeus.
If Liquid overextend at all, it is something where the Batrider can try to punish them. So, but Illidan may be getting to the point. Obviously, he can still go for something like an MKB. There are safe options for damage output for a Gyrocopter. But at some point, it's just going to become, I think, apparent that Liquid is a bit too big and that maybe, I don't know, partly the lockdown, but I just don't think they have the damage output with Pipe and BKBs and so on up. So he may have to go for something crazy to make the flat cannon hit harder. I wouldn't say it's that time yet, just because I think they can blow him up too easily now. But as you said, an item or two.
Yeah, it's just what I think it's. You go for like the MKB before the Satanic or after? Or is it the MKB the ideal item? You're not down to racks yet. You don't need anything like Rapier crazy yet. I think MKB is
fine.
Typically fine. You're against no evasion though, so you're not getting quite all the perks from the item. But Abyssal's another kind of item we've been seeing a bit more and more on Gyrocopters if they want that little bit of extra lockdown and just ability to fight head on with other carries.
Yeah, I still worry about it here just for the exact same reason of Tusk can save people. Maybe if you get the lasso on the Quap, although with the Lincolns that's hard, but you get the lasso on something, maybe someone, you drag him in, maybe you also Abyssal Blade them. Probably actually the OD is one of your best bets, because otherwise whoever you Abyssal is Astral imprisoned immediately.
Okay. Quap picked up Demon Edge, which I think is just the MKB, so she can help right-click through the Gyrocopter. The AC MKB. The Quap at this stage is a right-click carry. I mean, same for OD, but OD is less physical and more the orbs.
I find it always really funny when that happens. It's not as uncommon as it sounds. I know a lot of people favor the Ags build, but obviously this Quap was very far ahead and could go Orchid and now do more damage with right-clicks. So.
Orchid, for intel carries, kind of transitions as a carry item. It gives you attack speed, it gives you damage, gives you intel, which is effectively damage, so...
Yeah. So, we got still just one Rockman. Let's see whether we... Oh, we're going for the smoke.
Yep. They've got... The Zeus Bat work really well together because it gives you the vision you need to get that Blink Lasso initiation. The key thing is getting the Lasso before a hero BKBs. If they get a BKB off, You can't kill him. And they do not get the BKB off on Fata. He gets blown up to start of the fight. No, he gets the Imprison off.
They should be able to kill him out of it, though. He doesn't have a blink or anything.
Okay,
Yeah. He's going to go down Elements King. Aw, he is, as you said, I don't know.
Now
he's
I
healing.
think he's okay. Yep.
Oh, yeah. That's a thing to read. I didn't even know that was there, just because Oracle hasn't been in Captain's mode for a while.
I still can't even, like, really, like, someone told me and explained the difference between whether he's getting healed or damaged based on the sun above his head, and I still can't even really tell the difference.
Didn't even know it was a sun. Just thought it was, like, weird. Oh, they killed the
think it's
diet.
a sun.
It was empty. Okay.
Bounty hunter things.
And then the creep vomit. Jerax, yeah, what do you... They don't have... I don't know what Jerax goes to. Yeah, Lotus Orb is fun.
He's poor. He's probably not even thinking... he's probably like not even considering that he's got money to spend, but...
I think Lotus Orb eventually could actually be quite nice.
The Solar Crest, the other item, because it has a nice build-up with Medallion, which is meant a little bit useful.
Yeah, make the gyro less impactful, but...
Not sure too much else what you get. Blink Dagger he's already got, so yeah. Lotus Orb is also fine if he thinks he can get there.
Yeah, there's quite a few things. Even if you just end up putting it on the person that you see the bounty hunter going to track, and it's like, yeah.
Having something to get rid of tracks is actually, I think, an important thing to have in the late game. So.
But Roche is going to be respawning. Exciting times, and while the game's slowed down a bit, it's actually pretty action-packed. It's just very methodical, and we're going to see another engagement. Can Melancholy... He can't go in Matumba, man. He knows that.
The Lincoln's is there, and he's got the Yule Scepter now to break it, so he can blink in, break it with the Yules, and then still have the 4 staff out after the lasso. But it's a lot of things to do in quick succession.
Okay, did we just pop BKBs for that? I don't know if Illidan, if this helps you. We already just saw
Trying to stand and fight. He needs a false promise. He gets it. Now he can be healed up. The Greaves is there as well. Don't think Shaker can really go in. He's waiting for the Blink Echo, waiting for the BKBs to wear off. Can he find it? The Zeus ulti going to cancel his Blink for now, but they've still won the fight. Elements get crushed here. They've only taken down the OD, and I don't think that's going to cut it. ES still has an Echo Slam if he can find a kill off it, but I don't even think he's going to need to. As General, curl off to the side, throws out a Yule. He's going to take Jerax with him. This poor, poor Tusk. Oh.
Yeah, it's not great. I wouldn't... This isn't one of those Jerax games we saw earlier where he's like, I'm Earth Spirit and I've got an Ag super early, so...
Fata goes down again, but Queen did a lot of damage that fight. Zeus did 5k damage, but Queen, did what she needed to do.
Oh, they're giving Melancholy a bit of harass. They might be able to put some damage on... Well, there's only the buyback on Gyro, and just because he's alone, you might not use it until the other two supports
Bounty,
up.
yeah, Bounty, Oracle, both alive, then you probably buy back Gyro, and then Liquid just back off, so... But that looks like it still will be a melee Rax.
And now I think you just wait on it, right? You just... Okay, we missed the chance to...
You don't want to... Second Rax attempt, then yes, you'd buy back if you feel like they're going to get the Rax before you buy back.
So with that, suddenly Chen has... I'm guessing because it's actually... Okay, I didn't guess. It's going to be Vlad's, and I'm guessing. I'm assuming it's Vlad's and Guardian Greaves.
Went back for the Greaves afterwards, so... The ore is actually really, like, even in games where there's no silence or anything to get rid of that... Well, you can get rid of the track for one thing, but the ore is super nice against physical damage, like the Gyrocopter when he's trying to right-click people who are low for the armor and the HP regen. So, very underrated aspect of the spell. More so against physical damage lineups, which is not so much elements, but still good. Gyro's got Demon Edge. He's probably thinking, like, we just lost a Rax. Is it Rapier time? Is it MKB time? What's the call?
I think he's going to go MKB because a lot of people are really safe, which makes me sad. But if he goes Rapier, I do think that is the right decision, just because...
You're down a Rax, so... It's just one Rax, so you're not at the stage where one Rax means games. Like, means you've lost the game.
Even if you get the MKB, do you still actually win the game? Because you're not winning these team fights. Like, I think if you just win the game more slowly if you go MKB.
Yeah, can you win the game with an MKB and no Rapier? And it doesn't look like they've got the damage. Zeus is getting just too limited by the BKBs. They blink in, lasso. They've got the Rapier. This is the reveal. They'll pull him over the ice shots. Fata in a lot of trouble here. The heals start kicking in, and he did get off the BKB. Means he has to deal with the Gyrocopter now. Gyro just looking to BKB fight it. Should be able to bring down Fata with the Rapier. No, that's not the case. The Sonic Wave. This is going to be bad for Gyro. He may just die here. That false promise. This is the death of Gyro. The Banish. Does he still take the damage? I think he should after false promise. Yeah, he gets annihilated. That's a Rapier on the ground. That's got to be GG. He's got no buyback, and that's a Queen of Pain Rapier. Let's go.
I'm assuming they noticed it. They may not, because sometimes...
Quap's heading back for it. I think that's the play. Yeah, Quap's like, I got AC, MKB, and now you give me a Rapier? Sweet.
Yeah.
Christmas come early.
Yeah, they're figuring the business out. So yeah, that will probably
Yeah,
the Daedalus. When did that happen?
Yeah, this is a scary queen. No boots. She actually already sold the Orchid to upgrade to the Daedalus, and now it's a bootsless Queen of Pain. But they heal up. They've got Greaves. They'll have it. Yeah, they just use the Hand of God. It's got a short cooldown, and this is going to be second lane of Rax, and more likely just the straight up game over.
Yeah,
Throne, Mega Creeps, Liquid. They can do whatever they want, and this may just be Elements having to GG out.
And again,
great game though.
They basically just played really. They were behind. They played very patiently. They took good engagements where they could. Even when they took bad engagements, they tried to back out cleanly. It's just what Liquid seems to do. I expect them to. Honestly, I expect them to win this qualifier. So.
Yes, I think it's very likely, but it's hard to say. Like with Empire, Spirit, like all these CIS teams are so unpredictable, and who when they play well can beat anyone. It's like that was what I thought about last European qualifier. I was like, yep, Liquid, they'll win it or at least get top 2. They'd beat an OG every single time those two teams had met. Like in best of 5, like it was Liquid who went to Nanyang because they 3-0'd OG in a best of 5. And it wasn't until those qualifiers where OG finally beat Liquid. That was like the first time OG had ever beaten Liquid.
But I think even OG has said, like, they don't view themselves as the best European team. They think that anybody could have won that Majors because it was a very stacked house. So that'll be a GG, so we'll be trying to get into the next game. But yeah, and as you said, it is, even in best of 3, something can go wrong. You can draft poorly twice. You can forget about a Viper or a Broodmother or something, although at this level you don't expect Kuroki to. Yeah, good games at least. A lot less slow than some of the other Liquid farming games we've seen recently.
Yeah, this was very entertaining. Elements really brought it. Unfortunately, they're now 1-4, which means best case scenario they end what?
I think
4-4.
Yeah, they can't catch up to the 3-3, so they're 4th best case.
Yeah, I guess the 3-3 could lose some games.
Oh yeah, I guess if the 3-3 loses all their games.
I'm not sure how things work out. We can kind of look at that after the series and during the break. But for Liquid, I believe guaranteed to advance now. They're 6-1. I think at best one team can maybe catch them or tie them, but they're going to be top 2.
Yeah,
certainly. So Liquid, good position. They're going to join Navi's out. They're going to join Empire and Spirit in the playoffs.
Yeah, and I think obviously you have to assume a lot of teams scrim, but I think Liquid is one of the teams in a good position to actually have already come up with a strategy to deal with Spirit. So I feel like that's something Spirit's been getting away with. They do a lot of variations on Death Ball. And
or if anything, like Kuro, like to me, he's one of the captains who puts in the most like preparation, like for every team, every match. He really goes like above and beyond, like as far as having clear strategies and plans in mind, and he does it around like the strength of Liquid. Like you kind of, but this I feel like for a team like Spirit or whatever, when you're going to Liquid, you also do know what they're going to pick because they've got this set formula. It's like, okay, our opening is these heroes, like know they're going to you leave Tusk Razor in the pool, they're going to take. That was probably the one that game less so because I thought they would pick Razor first too. Like throughout the tournament, they were picking Tusk plus Razor.
Yeah, it got what was it, 3rd ban?
It was not banned in the first stage.
No, it was like the 3rd or the 4th ban in the game.
Yeah, Lone Drill was taken out, so it was a bit different as far as the bans went. So I think Liquid, that was the first time they really mixed up a bit and. Like normally, I'm like casting Liquid. I'm like, okay, they'll pick these 2 heroes. They'll either pick this or that. I did not know that they would go for a Chen there. Yeah. So they show something a bit different, which is a good sign moving forward. I don't think they want to be completely predictable. Otherwise, I think that's also where they fell short last qualifiers. Is their picks just became very formulaic. So
what was it 16 slaughters in a row or something?
Yeah, all the slaughters, like the Ember Darkseer, which was like that was probably the most like overplayed thing for them, where it was kept winning them games, so they kept going for it. Then eventually, they kind of got figured out, and teams kind of played around it, drafted against it. So
yeah,
we'll have Game 2 maybe coming up next. We'll see what other games are going on. If this, I'm not sure if Game 2 still matters, if Elements is out, if Liquid already through, so we might jump to another game. But
because America should be starting soon,
soon
or there's also the other Vega Tornado.
Yeah, the other game which has a lot of influence over the results.
Because Vega needs. Oh no, is it Vega who needs some more?
Yeah, Vega needs wins. Tornado, I don't think are eliminated yet. London Conspiracy versus Vega, though, I think is the really big one. That's the last round. So we might do that instead of America. Who knows? We'll figure it out. Let us know. You can tweet at us at Lamadananda, at BTS Gods, at Beyond the Summit. Let us know what you want to watch. We don't really mind too much. It's all good Dota. It's been a lot of fun here.
We have Jenga even.
Yeah, you guys want to watch some Jenga? Yeah. You can suggest it. We might listen. We also might not because we like Dota. We're going to take a break. We're going to find out what we're going to cast next and be right back. See you guys then.